Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Moore. That's my guy, Charles Jackson. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up, bro? How you feeling, man?
Bruh, I lost my two bets by one. I stayed up last night. I
Mm,
know you don't watch hockey, and to all my hockey people out here, y'all know what a shot on goal is. Basically, you just gotta shoot, you just gotta hit the puck towards the net, basically on your intent of scoring. The dude that I needed, he scored, but the other team challenged it. They said it was goal interference and they took it away. So he was at two. He needed three. That's all he needed was three shots on goal. Got sold. I was pissed because I needed that bet to hit. Then here we go the other day. De'Aaron Fox. He might be on the ban list for points because so far he wants to be a distributor. He wants to pass the ball all of a sudden because he started out slow. The man had 19 points going in the fourth quarter. I said they're about to take him out the game because the Jazz are so bad. They're blowing them out, so they're going to take him out the game. Bruh, he lets Keon Ellis and Malik Monk do ISOs. He didn't even shoot. He didn't even attempt the shot in like the first 2-3 minutes of the fourth quarter. Took him out and never came back in the game. I said, bruh. I said,
and
come
yeah, how much again?
on.
How much you needing to
He
get?
did 20, bro. He had 19. But he let Keon Ellis and Malik Monk do ISOs. I said, bro, whatever. Betting wise, it ain't been a good week. Betting wise, that was the easiest bet I could have made, bro. I picked Brandon Ingram to get 18 points, De'Aaron Fox to get 20, and someone else to do something. I forgot. I don't even know who else it was, but I forgot somebody else. But that don't matter though. That don't matter. The first thing we're gonna do is our week one power rankings for the NBA season. I want to try to do this every week. You know, we've seen the team so far, might be surprises. You never know. And granted, this rankings, at least for me, is before yesterday. Like this is before. So I already had it up before then. So whatever happened yesterday don't change whatever I got now. But let's get started on our weekly power rankings. If you want to start?
No, you go ahead and go first.
All right, I'll go first. All right. So at number 10, I got the Houston Rockets at number 10. I'm going to
Okay.
explain everything why I got them after you're done so we can explain
All
everything.
right.
But yes, I have the Houston Rockets at number 10. At number 9, I have the LA Clippers. At number 8, I have the Phoenix Suns. At number 7, I have the Golden State Warriors. At number 6, I have the Dallas Mavericks. At number 5, I got the Orlando Magic. At number 4, I got the LA Lakers. At number 3, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. At number 2, I got the OKC Thunder. And at number 1, I got the Boston Celtics.
Okay. Well, yeah, mine's is totally different from yours. I took into account the games that happened last night, so I updated mine's after the games that happened. But at 10, I got the T Wolves. At 9, I got the Knicks. At 8, I got the Magic. At 7, I got the Mavs. At 6, I got the Warriors. At 5, I got the Lakers. 4, the Cavs. 3, the Suns. 2, the Celtics. And number 1 is the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Who did you have at number 3?
At number 3, I had the Suns.
You think the Suns playing better than the Magic right now? Magic been killing. Outside, I know, but you
Yeah,
just said
they lost
after
too.
yesterday
Yeah, so they
and they
and
lost
on
to the
top of
Bulls.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I took that to an account because I think there are 2 losses against non-playoff teams. 'Cause they lost against the Bulls.
They lost against
And,
the Grizzlies, I think, too.
yeah, and that was with no jaw, right?
Did y'all play that game against the
I'm
Grizzlies?
looking right now.
Did oh,
Nah, he played. He played.
Yeah, they because they
It
was
was
getting
it was no Jaren Jackson. It was no Jaren Jackson.
Oh, okay.
No, Jaren Jackson did play too. Never mind.
Yeah, I think that was his first game. He came back. He came back. That was his first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
did they get blown out that game?
Yeah, they got blown. They lost by
Yeah,
13.
no, they lost by 13.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
it's
I moved them
crazy.
down.
It's crazy how I got the Warriors at 7, but you got them at 6. Hey, Warriors, I think they deserve to be up there. They deserve it. They really do.
Hey, especially without Steph, like Buddy
Yes, Steph is
Hield
still
and the
games.
rest of them been on fire. Like, don't granted, it's only the beginning of the season. So we gotta see how they do later on down the road once you got 42, 50 games under your belt. But man, bro, they look good right now. Especially Buddy Hield.
Yes, G. And he's gonna go into my takeaway. So we talk about that. You got the Thunder at 1, and it's crazy because when we did our overall power rankings, you had them. I think you had them in the top 10. But hey, they looking like they're gonna get the 50 wins so far. I know it's only 4 games.
Yeah, they look real. They defense. They low key got the best defense in the league right now. All of them out there blocking shots. I think one game Chet had like 4 blocks. Shea had like 2 or 3. Jalen Williams had a couple. Like, bro, everybody on their team had blocks. And then that's without Isaiah Hartenstein. So they look real good right now, and they look real comfortable. Jalen Williams has took another step scoring wise. Chet looks better as a scorer. So yeah, the Thunder look like the best team. Besides the Celtics, them 2 are the best teams right now.
I know you accounted for if the Celtics would have won yesterday, you would have put them 1.
Yeah, I would have put them 1. I would have put them 1.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know how they came back, bro. Last time because they was getting dub and then
24. They was down 24. I turned the
hey,
game off.
I did too. I actually took a nap. I fell asleep. I fell asleep. Woke up in the middle of the night. I said 135 to 132. I said, dang, they lost in overtime. It's like, how they get to overtime? Hey,
Yeah, bro.
got Ben Mathurin, man. Hey, he played good off the bench, even though he started the second half because what's his name got hurt. He played good.
He played like 40.
Good.
I think they say. I think I looked at this. It was 42 minutes. I think he played 42 minutes.
I have the Rockets, man. Hey, your boy Jordan Clarkson, number 2, is out here killing, man. And I feel like the Rockets have been playing. Man, look, I think the Rockets playing better than Timberwolves. I ain't gonna cap. Well, I think they're about the same, but I would favor the Rockets right now. I think the Rockets might be playing a little bit better than them.
That's only because the T-Wolves, they trying to get team chemistry down pat. That's literally it. But I still think the Timberwolves are the better team.
Where did you have them at?
I had the T-Wolves. I had them at 10. I had them at 10.
Where did you have Clippers?
I didn't have the Clippers on here at all.
Oh, see, they lost last. I didn't know they lost last night either. I didn't even know, but I guess you had counted that. But I mean, they've been playing good, bro. And I felt like they deserve to be at least at number 9.
But my thing, like, they are playing good, especially without Kawhi. But dropping them 2 games, damn, who did they lose to when they played games?
They lost to the Blazers.
That's a bad loss.
Yes,
that's a bad loss.
They're 2-2, and they lost to the Suns first game. And they beat the Nuggets and the Warriors on the road.
And the Warriors. So yeah. But that Timberwolves, that's a bad loss. That's a team that you said, and then that's a team that you're supposed to beat, and you let them.
Oh, you talking about Blazers? You meant Blazers?
Yeah, Blazers. Yeah, Blazers. You go in there, and you let them sneak a win in like that. They supposed to blow them out, especially the way they was been playing to begin the season. Y'all took the Suns into OT, which no one probably expected them to even be in that game. They beat the Nuggets. And then they beat the Warriors. Norman Powell is playing amazing for them. He is playing amazing. If he can keep that up, they might sneak in the playoffs, bro. I don't know why Kawhi tweaking, talking about he don't know what they got over there. He ain't really paying attention to them. I don't know why not. You got a decent little team over there.
Do you believe he really was saying, like, you believe he really wasn't paying attention, though?
Yes.
You really believe that?
Yes, I'm not gonna say Will because obviously he played against them before, so he know they game. But like, I don't think he was really in the looking at them for real, for real. No, I think Kawhi was doing his own thing.
Hey man, them Lakers deserve to be in the top 5, man. They've been outside of last night's loss. I know they got blown out by the Cavs, and I'll talk about the Cavs in a minute. But the Lakers, man, they've been playing really good, and I felt like besides that loss, and they barely lost against the Suns, and LeBron played like trash. They barely lost. I was like, man, they need to be there because they've been playing good, man. I don't count this loss though.
Yeah, LeBron can't give me less than 15 points, bro. He can't do. That's the only reason why they lost to the
He
Suns.
played bad, bro.
He played terrible. He looked
I never
bad.
seen
He
a
was missing layup
game
after
like that
layup
from
after
him.
layup.
I
Yeah,
never
he
seen a
looked.
game like that from him. I don't
Me
think I've
neither.
never seen a game like that from him ever. Since I started really watching basketball, I think I've never seen a game like that.
Yeah, it looked bad, bro. With so many missed layups after missed layups after missed layups. I was like, damn, Brian. And then it looked like he was asking for a call. He was waiting on them to call a call so he can go to the free throw line. It's like, bro,
Hey,
you just got finished.
they was kind of BS. It was a lot of calls they missed, bro.
Yeah, it was. It was. But you, Brian, they miss calls on you all the time.
If I would have accounted for yesterday, I can argue the Cavs should be number 1. I can argue that
I just don't think they got enough.
the Cavs.
Like they look good. Yeah, they look good from the
Well,
get
I mean,
go,
it's
but
right now.
yeah, well, yeah, they do look good, but I mean, they schedule's been weak to start off. They played a couple weak teams to start off.
They played the Pistons. No, wait, they lost that game. So they played the Raptors. Okay, that's a weak team. Pistons, they kind of beat them. The Wizards, yeah, that's a weak team. And then they played the
And
Knicks and the Lakers.
yeah, them they only 2 games, so it's like I can't really judge yet. They did look good against the Knicks and Lakers because they blew out the Lakers, and the Lakers were hot. Um, but yeah, it's only I can't really judge. I can't really give them number one because they only played 2 good teams.
Because you
Like
had
the
Thunder at
Celtics and
1.
yeah, the Thunder been dominant though. They've been dominant.
I know they played the Nuggets. They played, I forgot who else they played. They played the Hawks. Who else did
Oh,
they
I'm gonna go to
play?
it. I'm gonna go to it.
And then they faced the Spurs last night. That game was very underwhelming, at least for me. I
Yeah,
only
so they
faced
played
the
the Nuggets,
Bulls.
the Bulls, the Nuggets, Bulls, Hawks, and Spurs.
Hey, but
They
they
were dominant in
I want
all
to
those wins.
what's their defense? I know they points wise. I know they're ranked number 1. Let me see. Yep, they number 1, man. They only in this 4 games they only give it up 94 points per game.
Yeah, bro. They defense is smothering people, and they don't even have Isaiah Hartenstein yet. So, like, to be honest with you, it don't even look like they need him.
No, they gonna
If I'm
need.
being
Hey,
honest.
if they go up against, man, if let's just say hypothetically they do go up against the Nuggets in the playoffs, they will need him. Even though
Yeah.
first game, Chet was so dominant against Jokic that first game. He was amazing. But I still do think they still need like another big guy to handle Jokic. And where did you have the Mavericks?
I think I had the Mavericks at like 7. Yeah, I had the Mavericks at
Right.
7.
I would think,
The
low key though. I thought about this yesterday. You low key a Mavericks fan. You low
no,
key a Mavericks fan.
I'm a Luca and Kyrie
But
fan.
they're the 2 best players on the team. So you're
I'm a
low
Luca.
key a Mavericks fan. You're low key a
No,
Mavericks fan.
nah, because if they lose, I wouldn't care about. I mean, if they left, I wouldn't care about the Mavericks.
Nah, you deep down, you a Mavericks fan, brother. You can't fool me, brother. You can't fool me. Your 2 favorite players are your 2 favorite players are on the best team. You root for them, So it's like, so technically, because they need to win, it's like, I get it, they can drop 50 points, but if they lose, it's like, bro, they still lost. So, but you kind of need them to win because you need whenever future you to push your future agendas. They need to win. Like Luka could drop 60 points in the finals, but if they lose, you can't push anything.
Like I got them at 7 because like that when they lost to the Suns, I felt like they should have beat the Suns.
Hey,
And
Suns
then on top,
play good that game.
yeah, they did. They played good, and Kyrie ain't really do nothing that game. I mean, he shot 9. He got 22 points, but he shot 9 for 22. And PJ Washington didn't give us nothing.
Didn't Luka
Um,
go off that game?
yeah, Luca had 40. He had 40 and 10.
Yeah. Hey man, Luka, that dude, man, he different, bro. And Kyrie, I like he stepped it up against the Timberwolves too. He stepped it up. Like he was out there unconscious. Like, bro, him and Kyrie, bro, they attempted 27 and 23 shot attempts.
But to be honest with you, I think the Mavs are playing better than the Warriors. It's just that the Warriors have a better record. I mean, that's all. Look at the teams the Warriors then played. I mean, they played the
Pelicans
Pelicans
twice.
twice, and they played the Clippers.
Who did they play before them?
Oh, I got you. They played the Jazz. So the
Okay,
Jazz,
Jazz.
that's a weak team. They lost to the they lost to the Clippers and they won twice to the Pelicans. The Pelicans, man, they look bad.
That's
You
why I
lost
didn't
twice.
have them in there.
You
Oh, and they
lost
beat the
twice to the
Blazers
Warriors.
too. So Blazers, Pelicans twice, and the Jazz. So yeah, that is some. I'm not gonna say the Pelicans are a weak team, but for now,
Yeah,
you know,
but the Pelicans are playing bad right now, so it's like I don't really value those wins like that, especially against the Blazers and the Jazz. I'm shocked that the Pelicans didn't even split that though. That's what I am shocked about.
they should have won that first game.
Yeah,
They should have won that first game.
but I think the Mavs are playing better than the Warriors right now. I just got like I said, I just got them like that because of record.
Last thing, where did you have the Magic?
The Magic, I got them at 8. I got them at 8.
Oh
See now
yeah,
the
bro.
Magic. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say you accounted. I guess you accounted for them for losing the Bulls, right?
Yeah, for losing to the Bulls. You can't drop a game like that. Y'all looked real good to start the season off, and then you drop one to the Bulls. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I had the
That's
Magic.
supposed to be
I thought they've been playing good though, so I thought I had to put them in. I think they've been kind of playing better. Well, at least this, mind you, this was before yesterday. Better than like the Warriors, somewhat of the Mavericks and the Suns. So I had to put the Magic there. But yeah,
I'm
if you don't get,
surprised by that Rockets one though. That Rockets one surprised me. I didn't think you was gonna
they've
say
been
them at
playing. I
10.
think they've been playing decent, bro. I think they really been playing decent. Cause I looked, I was looking. I was like, I wanted to put the Timberwolves. I really wanted to, but some of them, it's like, man, it's a like the Mavericks. I think they should have won that game. I think they really could have won that game. And I think if they would have won, I think I would have put them at 10. I think the Kings, I think they should be in there, but they've been so far 4 games, they've been kind of a little inconsistent. So it's like I really can't put y'all in there. But I feel like the Rockets, I feel like they've been playing a little bit better basketball, honestly. So I feel like I deserve them. But if you don't got nothing else to say about our power rankings, we can end it all right there. All right. That is it for our week 1 power rankings. Next thing we're going to talk about is our takeaways so far from the first week of the NBA season. Do you have any takeaways?
Yeah, the Bulls. The
Ooh.
Bulls, I know we talked about the Bulls to start the season, and we thought the Bulls was going to be a lottery team and free W coupons. But so far, they got 3 big wins against the Grizzlies, the Bucks, and the Magic. And the recipe was they was hitting their threes and they limit their turnovers. Also, and if you look at all those big wins, Kobe White and Giddy played good.
Yeah.
So if that shows me that shows me that those two right there are our recipes for winning. If they play good, we play good. You know what I mean? And we could have a chance at winning the game. But yeah, Giddy has been playing really well. I know you were really big on Giddy, saying Giddy was gonna have a bounce back season. And he's playing really well for them. Really, really well. But they gotta move some of them guards though. They got too many guards there.
Wasn't that the question though? Even when they traded for Giddy, it was like, bruh, you have too many guards. Like, because you got
Mm-hmm.
Kobe, you got Giddy, you got Zach, you got Io, and
Lonzo.
you still got Lonzo. That's 5
Yeah.
guards you basically have to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I do believe one of them is gonna get moved. I think Josh Giddy stays unless they go like free. Like if they start out, not start out, but if they are like playing really, really bad closer to the deadline, Giddy might go. I think Lonzo is still stay only because he has no trade value because of injury. Io, could a team trade for Io low key? If the price is right.
Yeah, I think Ayo got some value in the league.
Hey man, Giddy averaging 15, 8, and 5. 8, well, 6. I'm rounding up. 15, 8, and 6. Hey man. He still can't shoot a little bit, but that's neither here or there. Bruh, I think he's the second leading rebounder.
On our team.
Yes.
I mean, he is 6'9" though. So
He is. He's the second leading rebounder.
yeah, he's 6'9" though, bro. So and he's a really good rebounder. And I like the way he pushes the ball in transition. I still think he makes a little crazy passes sometimes, forced passes sometimes. Like he came down the court, I forgot what game it was, but he came down in transition. He tried to do a no look and throw it in the corner and turned the ball over. I'm like, bro, everybody saw that coming. But yeah, he's been playing really good. So surprisingly, Zach hasn't been. I don't think Zach is Zach our leading scorer. I don't even think he's our leading
Yeah,
scorer.
I think so. I think he averaging 20.
I think it's Kobe White.
But Zach had a couple of like 20-point games though.
Yeah, Kobe had a 35-point game. I think he had a 20-point game last game.
Yeah, he's Zach is averaging 23, Vucevic 20, and Kobe White 19.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like Zach hasn't been out there. I mean, of course
Zach's
he's been out
He's
there.
been playing decent though.
Yeah, he's been playing decent, but Kobe, to me, Giddy's been playing better. Vucevic is way more consistent this season. So, but the Bulls look good. Those are 3 good wins so far to start the season.
I'll give a takeaway. My takeaway is the Jazz are a bad team. They are really bad, bro. Like, I knew they was gonna be, huh?
You seen they set Lowry the whole second half?
His back.
Oh,
Had a
okay.
back injury. I knew they would be bad, but they are bad. It's ugly basketball when you watch them. When I watched that game against the Kings only because of betting reasons, they were just jacking up anything. Bruh, I like Keontae George. He's a certified shot chucker too. He just can't hit him like Cam Thomas can. He's a certified shot chucker, and he was breaking. I thought the Jazz would be like how the Wizards are right now. Got 2 wins, and then we'd be like, oh, look at the Wizards. Hey, look at the Wizards. Nope. They're bad. They are a bad team, and it's nasty basketball, and they are going to be in contention for that first pick to get Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey and all them other dudes. It's bad over there.
Another one I got, Apollo's 50 ball.
I was going to bring him up.
Man, bro, this is what we wanted to see from Paulo. This is what we wanted to see because everyone knew he had the intangibles and he had the skill set to do stuff like this. We just haven't seen it. And now we've seen it. Bro, that boy, he get hot. He looks amazing, bro. I still think he needs to work on his handles a little bit more. And his shot a little bit more, but man, that 50 ball shocked me, bro. And he made it look so easy.
Hey.
He made it look so easy.
He looked like Melo low key. He looked like Melo low key.
Yeah. he just doesn't. Melo was quicker though. He just isn't as quick as Melo was. But he definitely do look like a little Melo. Well, he's
And
bigger
you
than
had him in
Melo.
fantasy too. I know you wanted him to get that last assist, get that triple double. He did not get that triple
It's okay though.
double.
That's okay. He still dropped. He still dropped the 100 ball, so it's okay.
Another takeaway I got: the Cavs look like a top. I know I always said they can't beat the raw teams. They look like they the second best team in the East so far. I like that defense, man. Surprise! Not this isn't surprising, but Darius Garland has not been playing bad. I think he's playing good, and I think it's finally time he's adjusting to Donovan Mitchell to an extent. He's been playing pretty good so far. Evan Mobley, I think he had a bad game yesterday, but Evan Mobley looks amazing on the defensive end. He looks amazing. And Jared Allen, I mean, they always had a good team. It's just they was just never better than the other teams in the East. But so far, they look like a top team in the East, low key. And I was and speaking of the Magic, it was gonna be a takeaway from that. I know you brought them up. I was saying the Magic, they could be they look like a top team in the East too. And I know I had them at like 6 or something, but they look like they could fight for that second or third seed. I think you said it, or I saw somebody else say it. They could fight for that low key.
Um, with Darius Garland, he's been playing okay. Like you can tell, like you said, he's adjusting to Donovan Mitchell, but it still isn't quite there yet. I think what the biggest difference is so far this season and why they look so good, Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley has stepped it up very much so on the offensive end. I think now he's averaging like at least 20 per game now, isn't he? I think let me see.
Close to 20. I want to say 18.
19. He averaging
Okay,
19.
so close.
He averaging 19. So yeah, I mean, you round up 20. Um, but yeah, that's the biggest difference for them so far. But Darius Garland has to be more consistent.
Yeah,
He has to be your other 20 point per game scorer, which he can do. Um, yeah, that's the only thing that he has to be more consistent if they want to beat those big teams. Because they got everything.
they do got it. They got everything you need. But another takeaway: if Tyler Hero has to be your best player on the Heat, you're not winning. And I like Tyler Hero. He can't be like your best player. Jimmy Butler has
No.
he hasn't been playing good. He had that one great
Bam
game.
either. Bam
Huh?
either.
Yeah.
Bam hasn't been playing good either.
And Jimmy had that one great game against the Hornets on the road because he hit like that big shot. But outside of that, he ain't been playing good. And
Mhm.
Tyler Hero has low-key been like y'all best player. And knock on wood, he gets hurt. So if he gets hurt, is that it? Like, I feel like y'all gotta play better. Like, they're kind of underwhelming so far.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't because they've retained the same team for the last 2, 3 years. So I don't. I really don't know I don't know if it's the beginning of the season and they just starting off slow, or they really haven't found their identity yet. I mean, well, of course they hang their hat on defense, but they haven't found their identity as far as the offensive end because this is the first time Jimmy has really been back healthy with the whole team for real. For real, you got Terry to start the year off now. And him and Tyler have been playing better than Bam and Jimmy. And so it's like, how is the offensive dynamic gonna work? They really haven't figured that out yet. But I agree, Tyler Hero can't be your best player. If anything, he could be my third best player. But my first, no, Jimmy has to step it up. And this is contract year, and he's talking about he wanted to get how much? How much he wanted to get a year?
Man, he wanted to get like 50 plus a
Yeah,
year.
50 a year. No, you're not showing us that you deserve that 50 a year. So him and Bam have to step it up. If they want to make the playoffs or be in contentions for anything, him and Bam have to step it up, bro. This is not it. This is why Pat Riley didn't want to pay him.
Man, I'm just maybe in the middle of the season. Maybe in the middle of the season they probably get it together. I got another one. The Clippers might be a playoff team. So far they've been looking like a playoff team. I know they're 2-2 and they just lost to the Blazers last night. But I'm agreeing with you 100%. James Harden looks a little bit like Houston James Harden so far. He ain't been dropping 30 plus bombs like he was, but he is being way more dominant with the ball, obviously, because Kawhi isn't there. But so far, he does look like Houston James Harden. And you've been saying that basically all summer. You've been saying that all summer. And so far, Zubats look like, man, Zubats look like he Will Chamberlain or something, man. He looks
Yeah, bro.
amazing.
Hey,
He
hey,
looks amazing.
my cousin, I was talking to my cousin, and he was placing a bet. He was like Zubac for 15. I'm like, I don't know. He been killing lately, but that low key sound like a setup. That boy Zubac went out there and had like, I think he had like 17 or 19 that game. It was one of their last games.
If you're talking about against the Warriors, I think
No, it was against Denver. It was against Denver.
Oh, man,
He
him in
dropped
the pick and
24.
roll with James Harden, bro, that looks unstoppable so far.
Yeah, it does.
And Norman Powell been playing good. You said it earlier. Norman Powell been playing really good, honestly. But he's always been like good. He's just always been on the bench. But now he got to expand the role. Now he's playing way better, and he's really the second option.
To be honest, if Kawhi comes back, I can low key see them sneaking themselves into the finals because they have a really good team. They have a lot of good players. They play good defense, and so far they've been in games with good teams. They played the let schedule it again. I know, and we just went through this.
Phoenix, Denver, Warriors, Blazers.
Yeah, so out of those 4 teams, at least the Warriors, they can be a playoff team the way they're looking. So at least 3 of them teams are decent wins. So imagine if they had Kawhi.
You think they can you think they can sneak into the finals?
Yeah, with Kawhi, with a healthy Kawhi, and James playing like this, and James playing like this. Because if they go up against it, they match up well against the Timberwolves. Because you could put you could put Kawhi on Ant. And then that's the only person we really worried about. Who else? The Nuggets, they look terrible. That's another takeaway. The Nuggets, they look terrible. They look bad. I don't know.
I didn't think it was gonna be like this bad. And I know we'll talk about them more in the panic thing, but they do look bad though.
They do. But yeah, with the Clippers, bro, the Clippers have a legit shot, bro. Especially if they got a healthy Kawhi, they have a legit shot.
Zubas is in the first 3 games, 21-9, 24-15, and 23-18. And he diamond. 3 assists, 4 assists, and 6 assists. He diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it look good.
He has to keep that up all season, though. If he keeps that up all season, they can be a really good team. That's just banking on the reason why I said they might be able to. That's banking on is Zubac continues to play well, and Norman Powell continues to do what he does, and then you just add Kawhi in. That's literally it. But everybody else still has to play the same, if not better. But they look good though. Like that 3-point loss to the Suns, that shocked me because they were winning that game, and they let them come back.
I got one last takeaway, and if you got one, then we'll end that. Thunder look like a championship team so far. They look like a championship team. And I know it's 4 games, and you can say that's an overreaction. They definitely look like a championship team. You said it earlier. It's their defense. They got so far the number one defense points wise in the league, man. You got a superstar in Shea. Jalen Woods is up and coming. Chet looks amazing. Like, this is what we thought Chet was going to be. Even though he had a great rookie year last year, he ain't slowed down since. This team is deep. And they got and then I feel like they not done making moves because I can see them making a move closer to the trade deadline to get somebody else that can help them. The Thunder so far look like a championship team.
If the only thing that I would suggest them to get is some off the bench scoring, like a more prolific scorer. Like they got some scorers out there. Yeah, got some guys off the bench that's playing well. Aaron Wiggins, he's playing well. Isaiah Joe. Then you got Alex Caruso. But they need like a bona fide bucket. They need like a Malik Monk or or Jordan Clarkson or something to come off their bench and get them that kick real so the offense doesn't drop off when Shea or Jalen Williams or someone leaves the lineup.
You got another takeaway?
Yeah, I got another one. The amount of injuries. So since it's only been what 6 games. Some teams play 6 games. It's only been like 6 games.
4 or 5-ish
Yeah,
games.
4 or 5 games, and a bunch of players are injured already. I know basketball, is year round. They train year round, but that made me think: do we need to lower the schedule? Because
I don't
Joel
think so.
Embiid and Paul George, they were supposed to come back this week, but they didn't come back at all. They might not be back until next week. We got a lot of players missing to start the season, so it's like
Scotty got
where they
hurt.
yeah, Scotty got hurt.
Ja
He's
missed
out
like
for
2 games.
yeah. Devin Massell was still
Yeah.
hurt. Jaren Jackson missed some time. Like it's a bunch of injuries going on. So that made me wonder: do we actually need to lower the amount of games?
I don't think so. Because I mean, if you hurt, you hurt. Like I don't think that's gonna make a big difference. And I still think because this was like a year ago. I don't know if you watched it, but CJ McCollum, he did like a podcast, and he even said that like the coaches and they come to the players and say, when do you want to take off? What games? And he said like they look at the matchups. We play the Blazers this night, and then we play, let's just say the Lakers. The Lakers this night. He said, I'll pick this game. And I still think they're gonna do that because they want their players healthy for the playoffs. They want them healthy for the playoffs. And me personally, I already went into this argument really about lowering the games. I think that really doesn't matter, me personally, because I feel like owners, I feel like they just won't agree to just lowering the games. And if anything, what would it be, like a 70-something schedule? So that would be
I
like
think like
10 games.
7. Yeah, they're like 10 to 15 games they'll take away. I think they want either 65 or like
I think
I
that's
want to
too
say
low.
like 72. It was one of them. It was between
I think
those. I can't
that's
remember.
too low. That's too low to me. And plus, me personally, I want to see as much basketball as I can. But of course, I do want to see the best product on the court, though.
Hmm
But I don't think they gonna lower. I don't think we should lower it though. I think we gotta keep. And I know you don't watch hockey, but they're talking about up because they play the same amount of games. They play 82 games just like basketball. They're thinking about upping their schedule, their season. It's only got like 2 extra games though. But they're upping it. They're not thinking about just decreasing it. They're thinking about upping it. If anything, I think the NBA will up it instead of decreasing it.
Mm.
And that's just money wise. Like, because I think it would be like you take away like a couple of preseason games, but up a regular season, 2 regular season games. And if anything, that's what I think the NBA gonna do. I mean, we're seeing it in football. They take all the because they was playing 4 preseason games. They took a preseason game out to add an extra game, and then they're gonna go to the 18 game schedule. So they're gonna take out another preseason game and add another regular season game. And I think that's what the NBA will do because I think the NBA they only play like 5 preseason games, something like that. So I think that's what they would do. If anything, I don't see them decreasing the games though.
Well, and then my last one we could transition into the rookies, but my last takeaway was rookies not playing. Like a lot of the top rookies have not been playing. You got Reed Shepard, he's barely getting any minutes. Stephon Castle, he's getting like I think about or average around like
Getting 20.
15 to 18,
Yeah,
15 to
getting
18
around.
minutes. Alex Sarr, of course, he's starting, and then Zachariah, he's only getting taken out because everyone's hurt.
DeAndre Hunter hurt and
Yeah.
Bogdanovich.
So it's like these rookies, they really have not been getting as much tick as I thought they would have. Bob Carrington off the Wizards, he's getting
He's
more tick
playing.
than yeah,
Yeah.
he's playing good, but he's getting more tick than all the rest of
And
them.
is it Keyshawn George? He's playing too.
Yeah, Keyshawn George, yep.
Yeah, they're playing their rookies over there. They're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when it comes back to the rookies, and this is why you wasn't on the pod at first, but I said it on the pod when I was doing it by myself. I said I didn't see why they drafted. No, I was like, where is Reed Shepherd gonna get the tick from? That was the only
Mm-hmm.
problem I had with the pick. I didn't care that they drafted. I was just like, you already got a lot of guards. You already got Fred. You got Jalen Green. You got Amen Thompson. If you want to count Cam Whitmore as a guard for, that's fine. But he got to go up against him. Who else another guard off the bench?
Well, I wouldn't even say guard. It's just they got a bunch of people to play. Like they have a bunch of dudes on there that Tate plays. Eason plays. Tyree Eason
Yeah,
plays.
Tyree Eason, who's good. He's
Um,
decent.
yeah. Who else they got? They just play a bunch of bodies. I wouldn't necessarily say guards. It's just a bunch of guys that they play.
So it's hard for him to really get. It's hard for really for him to get some playing time, and it's just not his fault. It's just they just got a lot of young players, and like you said, they got players they need to play. You gotta play them. And
Rob
I said
Dillingham.
maybe next year he will eventually, unless next year if they don't re-sign Fred, they start him in, and then Reed will be the legit backup point guard.
Yeah. Now on top of Rob Dillingham. Dillingham has not played at all to start the season.
Again,
And
it's just
that shocks me that he hasn't even played yet.
I'm gonna say it is, but it's not because when I'm looking, it's like because it's weird because they're in a win now mode. They're in win now, and it's like okay, Nas Reed, Dante, Nikhil, the fourth guy. I think they've been playing Joe Ingles. He
Yeah, they've been playing
should
Joe
play
Ingles a
over
little bit.
Joe Ingles. Should. But it's like outside of Joe Ingles, yeah, they're playing Joe Ingles really. But he's only playing 4 minutes. So
I'm just surprised he hasn't even sniffed the court yet, though. Bronny has played more minutes than
but we
Rob
know why.
Dillingham.
We know why though.
Yeah, but
We know
still,
why though. We know why.
still
We
though.
know why.
So it's like
Shocked though.
I am that he couldn't even at least get 5 minutes a game.
He'll
Like
get
them
minutes if
five
they
minutes.
blow somebody out though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think later on in the season they're gonna play them more. But just as of right now, I think it's I want you guys to sit down and learn and take in the NBA and see how physical they are and what actually goes into a NBA game. That way, when it gets down to the middle of the season, you're familiar with what we need you to do out there.
Yeah, but that's all my takeaways. If you got more.
I want to dive into that. Well, no, we do that with the panic. Never mind, we do that in the panic.
Yeah, and that's what
But yeah,
that's what we're about to do right now.
yeah,
But
that's all right.
that is it for our takeaways of the NBA season so far. Now we are going to do our panic meter for these NBA teams so far in the NBA season. We're just going to do 1 to 10. I'm going to name some NBA teams, and then we're going to give our the number of which high or low, and then give the reason why. So the first team I got is the Denver Nuggets. What number are they on the panic meter?
Oh, you said 1 through 10, right? Low key, I'm giving it an 8. And it's not a full 10 yet because they have won some games. They pulled out some games that they should have blown teams out. Like the Raptors. But it's an 8 because their offense looks terrible and their defense looks terrible. I mean, we've talked about it before on the phone. I think they need to start Russell Westbrook at point and move Jamal to the 2, and then have Michael Porter and Christian Braun, and then
They got
no,
Eric Gordon.
Westbrook, Jamal, Porter, Gordon, and Jokic. Because having Russ on the bench, it hasn't been as effective as they thought it would be. Russ needs to be surrounded by, like, he's not the same OKC Russ where he can uplift nobodies. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He needs to be around players that can actually produce. And that bench that you guys have is terrible. So you trying to him trying to lead the bench is not really doing anything because he can't uplift those guys like he once could in OKC. And then if you put him at the point, and have Jamal in the corner shooting threes instead of Russell Westbrook in the corner shooting threes, the offense at least look better. You know what I mean? I know they got Jokic playing the point, but if you have Westbrook coming down getting the rebound, coming out in transition. You got Michael Porter and Jamal Murray now on the wing, two good shooters. You know what I mean? Instead of Christian Braun or Westbrook or Michael Porter at your wings, getting kicked out for those threes and transitions. We don't. That's nasty offense. So I think they just need to. I think they need to start. I think they need to start Westbrook. If they want to shake some things up and start at least making their offense look better and trying to win games, they need to start Westbrook at point. That's the only way. And Jokic is gonna have to go back to playing like a traditional big, picking, rolling. I mean, they could work some plays off of him in the post, but for the most part, Jokic doesn't need to be our point guard if y'all got Westbrook. Westbrook needs to be the point guard.
If I'm being honest, I would have gave it a 9, but I'm gonna give it a 7. And the only reason I'm giving it a 7 because we're early in the season. But the problem is when Jokic is off the court, they're bad. They're terrible when he's off the court. And then, and another reason is he's at the point where he has to be in the game. He has to literally be in the game for y'all to even have a chance of winning. I'm sorry, y'all going into overtime with the Nets and the Raptors? That's good. That's not
Nasty
good.
work.
I'm sorry.
Nasty work.
Yes, and those are your first 2 wins. I'm sorry. Yes, the Thunder, I think we can say they are better than them. The Clippers, y'all probably are better than them, but the Clippers just played better than y'all. And Norman Powell went crazy that game, and y'all probably should have won that game, but y'all lost. But just beating the Raptors and Scotty gets hurt, and I don't think RJ played that game. I don't think, if I'm 100% sure. And then you lose, and then you're basically in a battle with the Nets. That's like, that's nasty. And like you said, the bench, we knew the bench was bad, and it's only because they got young players. Outside of Westbrook and Dario Saric, that bench is bad. It's really bad, and there's nothing they can do. And like you say you want Westbrook on the bench, and I'm going to stay with it. They only want Westbrook on the bench so they could just have somebody else to handle the ball. That's all. That's really why the reason. Maybe Westbrook starting might help, but I think they only just want him just to have a legit point guard off the bench. And Westbrook actually played pretty decent last game against the Nets. He played pretty good, and you got to give him credit for that. But defense ain't been good. The offense looks nasty. Jamal Murray has had some good games, but we haven't seen the Jamal Murray. Obviously, he plays different when it's the playoffs, but he hasn't really. It's like he hasn't looked the same. But I'm gonna stick with a 7 though. I think it could definitely get better. Maybe getting off these 2 free W coupons, they can play better. But so far, man, if I really, man, should be a 10 low key. But I'm gonna just stay with a 7 though.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Jamal Murray will play better off the ball because Westbrook brings so much attention. Even though, well, I call him Westbrook, but he still brings so much attention going downhill. People, they have no choice but to collapse and Jamal Murray get wide open shots. That's what I think. Jamal Murray's at his best, playing off the ball. I'm not saying he can't play off the dribble or he can't create his own shot. I'm not saying that. I think he's more effective playing off the ball. And I think their offense will be more. It'll run smoother with him playing off the ball.
I kind of agree with that. I don't think Mike Malone's really going to make a change. I think he's going to keep this how it is. I think he's going to really keep this how it is. But the Nuggets got to play better. You're a championship team really on paper only because you got Jokic. Like if Jokic was just okay, y'all would just be, we wouldn't expect this from y'all. But so far, y'all very underperforming. And y'all got to play better. But I'm going to just give them a 7. And you said an 8.
8, yep.
All right. The next team, the New York Knicks. I'm gonna give the Knicks I'm gonna give them a 6 because they're still trying to fit Cat in the game. And Jalen Brunson, he's been playing okay, but he needs to get Cat more involved because it was the game against the Cavs, I think. He only attempted 9 shots. Cat's your second best player. He got to give you more than 9 shots. And you're the point guard. You gotta get him more involved. Once again, that bench is bad. Their offense doesn't look really good. I think the defense is somewhat okay, but they haven't looked like this team I was low-key hyping up after I did the Cat when he got traded, and I said this is the second best team in the East so far, basically like third, fourth best team overall in the league. They haven't looked like that so far. But I think Cat needs to play good, and he played really good yesterday. He dropped 44 points.
Yeah, 40
So
ball.
yeah, he got a 40 ball. But they haven't looked like this. They haven't looked like what they was last year. Because last year they was really good, but obviously, you know, been playing together. And you got new pitchers. You got Mikhail. Mikhail been playing okay. But they just haven't looked like that juggernaut team that I thought they would be so far to start the season. I would think they would be 4-1, but they're only 2-2. But so far, I'm gonna just give them a 6. I'm gonna give the Knicks a 6.
I'm not really. I mean, I'm not really panicking on them. I give it like a 4, maybe a
Mhm.
5, but I'm not really panicking on them because they're a new team. You got the
Yeah,
new additions of Bridges and Cat, so you guys have to learn how to all play together as a team. So that's gonna take time. I mean, like you said, granted, like the first game they lost to the Celtics, them the champs, they came out on fire. Um, I throw away that game. Yeah, but like you said, that game against the Cavs, they still only lost by 6, and Cat only took 8 shots. So like I'm like, yeah, they should have won that game, but it wasn't a bad loss. It was a learning loss. Um, and you see they corrected it when they played the Heat, and Cat dropped 44.
yeah.
And but yeah, I'm not panicking on the Knicks, bro. It's just they have to take time to gel and learn each other and play as a team. But they still don't look bad
The bench
because
looks
they're
bad.
still, yeah, the bench is bad. But besides the Celtics, they're holding teams to under 105 points. Besides that Celtics game, so their defense is there. They just got to work out the offensive kinks.
I think you said it like a couple of weeks ago or a month ago. I think we're gonna see Tom Thibodeau play all those guys a lot of minutes still. I think it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, but
Josh
he
Hart
can't
played
do that though.
42. Mikhail played 40. Cat played 39. Brunson played 36. OG played 37. The next guy off the bench is McBride with 25. I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're all going to play high minutes. Even though
I
we
mean,
wish he couldn't, we wish he wouldn't, but I think it's going to happen again.
yeah, as a player, you would love to play all those minutes. But if you're thinking about the long run, that's gonna playing 42 minutes every single game for an 82 game season. That's gonna wear on your body by the time playoffs come. So they might be this playoff contending team, but they got all that wear and tear on their bodies throughout the regular season. They might not make it throughout the whole postseason. They gotta find a way to get some more bodies out there, or he gotta find a way to play more guys because you can't be playing them guys all the minutes.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at Tyler Kowick. He was good at Marquette, but he's a rookie. So I don't know. They're playing Campaign, McBride, and Jericho Sims. That's their
Yeah,
bench.
yeah,
Preston
that's not it.
Achua is hurt. Landry Shaman, I think he's off the team because he hurt himself. So you was counting on those type of dudes, and now they only running like 3. They're really running an 8-man rotation, but majority of their stars is playing. The next team, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Loki, I wouldn't give it a 10 either, but I'm giving it like an 8 or 9 because my two best players has not been healthy. They have not been here. The whole purpose of Paul George coming here is for us to try to win a championship. And then now with Embiid not playing back to backs and talking about he might not play most games this season, that's a red flag to me. So I'm giving it like an 8 or a 9, just because of those injuries and those concerns, and because they deal with this every single year. And B cannot stay besides last year, and or was it last year or the year before that?
His
I think it was
MVP year, he was
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
healthy
that was the year before, right?
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, that's the healthiest we've seen in B. That's not okay, man. You got at least he has now. I don't even think he's ever reached 70 games before, has he?
I don't think so. I don't think he's
That's a
never reached 70.
shame. That's a shame. I'm giving it an 8 or 9, bro.
I'm looking for where is this dude? Oh, yeah. Yeah, his MVP year he played 68 games.
And we invested all this money in Paul George
No,
and
that was the
Joel
year
Embiid.
before his MVP. The MVP year he played 66.
So we've invested all this money in Joel Embiid and Paul George, and these guys can't even sniff the floor. I'm panicking because this is our championship window, and you guys are hurt and to not even play. And Maxie out there, Maxie doing this thing. Nick Nurse got them boys playing.
I'm gonna give it a 9. And the only reason it's not a 10 because those guys are expected to come back. If one of them wasn't coming back, they would be a 10. Bruh, this is what we've been saying this is what we've been saying a lot. When Joel Embiid isn't there, that team is bad. Lord behold, they're not a good team when he's not there. Tyrese Maxey basically, I don't really want to say a ball hog, but he has the ball hog basically for them to even have a chance. And honestly, they barely won the game against the Pacers. And that was only because the Pacers lucked up. Like, they barely won. The Pacers tweaked and they barely won that game. So Joel Embiid is hurt. Paul George. And the thing is, I saw they said at least Paul George was supposed to come back yesterday. Didn't come back. Now they're talking about there's no timetable for them to come back. But I saw that Joel Embiid has done multiple 5-on-5 scrimmages, so that's encouraging. But I like the additions they made of Caleb Martin, bringing back Kelly Oubre and all them. But I feel like those additions only matter when your stars are there. If the stars aren't there, it really doesn't matter. You're counting on dudes who really don't do nothing to step up, and that team is not good. I know the Pistons. You're high on the Pistons, but let's be honest. The Pistons only won that game because as of right now, they just have a better team than the Philadelphia 76ers right now without their 2 stars. And it's just it's not good. And since we really don't know when they come back, when they come back, can they be able to make a comeback of basically being top in the East whenever they come back? Because we don't even know. We don't know.
Yeah, if they come back next week, because they were supposed to come back this week, but that didn't happen. But if they come back next week, they go against the Suns, the Clippers, and the Lakers. Them 3 big games.
Yes.
So, and it's like if they come back then it's like together as a team. So we don't even know can they pull out those games? They could probably beat the Clippers just off of sheer talent. But what about the Suns or the Lakers?
They don't got talent.
The Sixers, they could just beat them with Paul George. Just having Paul.
Oh, you're talking about with them? I'm thinking right now if they don't come back.
No, I'm talking about if they come back.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm thinking you're talking about right now with this team. I'm like, what talent are you talking about? It's just Maxey.
I'm saying if they come back, can they even win those 3? Can they even win those 3 games? And the only game that I can see them probably winning is that Clippers game. So it's like they might not even come back.
And Clippers?
Yeah, Lakers. No, they play the Lakers, Suns, Clippers, and Hornets. So they probably beat the Hornets and the Clippers. So they'd probably go 2-2 if they come back. But that's even if they come back. Because like their next schedule for the month of November, they got a lot of good games.
It's a tough schedule, basically.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule because they got the Grizzlies, they got the Suns, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Cavs, the Magic. If you want to throw in the Heat, then the Grizzlies again. It's bad. Like I said, they have to stay healthy. They're
1-3, 4 games in, but man, if those dudes, they got to come back. I think Paul George will eventually return. Joel Embiid, I have no clue. Like I said, if they weren't expected to come back, it'd be a 10. Because they're starting Kyle. It's like, bro, we're starting Kyle Lowry, bro. Like, come on. And then, like, yesterday at least, is Kelly Oubre giving you 32. And Jared McCain, we'll talk about the rookies later, he's your 3rd leading scorer. I don't want that. Nothing against him, but I don't want that. I'm giving it a 9, bro. I'm giving it a 9. The Milwaukee Bucks. Man, I ain't gonna cap. They a 9 too. That team looks bad, bro. And the thing is, I think I talked about it the other day. Bro, if you look at the stats, they're actually shooting pretty good, but they're losing still. They're shooting pretty good, but they're losing. Like, They lost to the Nets. You lose to the Bulls. Basically, get blown out by the Celtics. I don't even know who their first win was. But
Their first win was against the Sixers.
I don't even count that. The two other stars didn't even play. So you really so far you haven't convinced me to so far to say, man, that's a top team in the East. And obviously we know they should be, but they haven't convinced me. And the Dame and the Giannis, and you said it, I think like a couple of weeks ago. We want to see more of the pick and roll. We still don't see it. We don't see it still. We still don't see it. Dame has been playing good, but it's like they're individual. They haven't worked together. And I hyped up the Gary Trent, the DeLon Wright. Might not be enough, man. This team is not looking good so far. And obviously, and Giannis said it, in the summer. He said, if I don't win a championship, man, I might have to leave or whatever. I think that's over the organization's head. And I really think they're thinking about it that, man, if we don't get this done, he might ask for a trade. So far, I'm giving the Bucks a 9, man. It's not looking good for the Bucks. It's really not. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll give the Bucks an 8. Like you said, they got a bunch of bad losses. They lost to the Bulls and they lost to the Nets. They lost to the Bulls by 10 and they lost to the Nets by 13. That's unacceptable, bro. That is unacceptable. And the reason why they lost these games because of missed free throws, turnovers, and their 3-point defense. Their defense, Doc Rivers is supposed to be a defensive head coach, and your defense is terrible. That makes no sense. And then, like you said, the Dame and Giannis pick and roll. Why aren't we running a Dame and Giannis pick and roll? You have two of the most dynamic scorers in the league. Giannis based off his physicality and Dame with his 3-point shot. You have two of the most dominant scorers in the league, and you're not even running a pick and roll with them. That makes no sense at all. And then, like you said, the others, Gary Trent, Torian Prince, they're not it. Now, granted, I believe if Chris Middleton was there, they probably would have won some of these games. But they should be winning those games without Chris Middleton, especially against the Bulls and the Nets. You shouldn't need Chris Middleton to beat the Bulls and the Nets. But that's what they're missing. They're missing another third scorer. So they need to find that. I honestly believe they need to fire Doc Rivers, and they need to make some moves at the trade deadline.
They're not gonna do that, bro.
Because Doc Rivers is not doing nothing for them, bro. Nothing.
They're not doing that, G. It's not gonna happen. And
he's doing nothing for them.
I've said it, but if you watch Gilbert Arena, shout out to Gilbert Arena, he said it yesterday. You already fired. You fired Mike Budenholzer really for no reason. If we're being honest, he was the scapegoat because y'all lost in the first round against the Heat. So he's like, man, how do we lose this game? How do we lose this series? So we gotta fire him. You bring in Adrian Griffin, who had a good record. Get him out of there only because the players just ain't mess with him. You bring in Doc Rivers, who coached really bad last year. And yes, Giannis and Dame wasn't there in the playoffs. But at that point, it is what it is. Y'all lost. Got bounced in the first. And now y'all starting off 1-3. And then let's say they fire him. You know how bad that looks on the organization? Y'all will be paying 4 head coaches for no reason because y'all don't like what y'all seeing. I think the only way they fire Doc Rivers, they gotta start off super, super bad, like 5 and 18 type-ish. But they're still so good at that it won't happen. But it's just how the organization looks. You keep firing people because we work at jobs and you read the reviews, bruh. If you see people getting fired all the time, you don't want to go there. So
yeah, I mean, but winning cures everything. Doc Rivers needs to go. But they have to find I wouldn't say the perfect replacement, but a replacement that can win them some games. Because I think that's all it is. They coaching is really good. Because even if you do have Gary Trent and Torian Prince, if they have somewhat, I don't even know what their identity is. What's their identity supposed to be? We don't know if they're supposed to be a defensive team. We don't know if they're supposed to be an offensive team that's going to chuck up a bunch of 3. We don't know what it is with them. That's the first thing, and I feel like that's a coaching problem. The coach's job is to find the identity of the team, and to make the team run smoothly. And Doc Rivers is your superstar player is talking about how he's frustrated. You can't even control your superstar player. And your job as a head coach is to mediate and control your team. Steer the ship. That's your job as the captain of the team. And Doc Rivers isn't doing that. So they need a replacement. I don't agree with the Adrian Griffin firing, especially when he had the team playing so well. They also need to play those young guys, Beauchamp and Adrian
Andre
Jackson,
Jackson. Andre Jackson.
Andre Jackson Jr. They need to play them more because part of the reason they're young, they want to play defense, they're athletic. So that's another reason why your defense is struggling. You got old ass Brooke Lopez out there still playing drop in a pick and roll. They are literally picking on him in a pick and roll. So and like I said, they need to play those young guys. Beauchamp, when Griffin was there, he was playing well under him. He had spurts. He had moments. Him and Andre Jackson. I mean, Andre Jackson, bro. They compete defensively. You need guys out there that's gonna do that. Torian Prince, yeah, they might not be a better shooter than Torian Prince or Gary Trent Jr., but they're young, athletic, and they're active. That's what you need on your defense, and it leads to easy transition buckets. So that's why I think they need to put their identity as a transition team. Play those young guys. Doc needs to play those young guys because their defense is terrible, and you got two great young defenders right there.
Yeah, I looked up. They're 23 in points per game. They're giving up 119 points per game so far. So basically, you're bottom 10. You're bottom 10. It's not and Chris Middleton, I think he would make things better, but he stays hurt all the time. He stays hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
Man got surgery on both ankles. You can't even walk, basically. Like, so if you was the owner, would you fire Doc right now? Would you do it right now?
No, I wouldn't fire him right now. I will wait. I will wait till mid-season. So like before All-Star break. Right before All-Star break. Right before All-Star break. Depending on where the team is at, that's when I would fire him.
I just think they won't because you already basically just got rid of 3 coaches. You will be getting rid of 3 coaches, basically.
I mean, but yeah, that's true. But like I said, at the end
of the day, on the organization.
It doesn't. If they win, it does not matter. All that goes away. If they win, if they fire him and they start winning, all that goes away. All that, yeah, it's going to be talked about how they're paying 3 or 4 different head coaches. But at the same time, they're winning now. They finally found their formula.
Yeah, I'm giving the Bucks a 9. It's not looking good, and they're supposed to be a championship contender, and they got the dark cloud of Giannis over their head. The Indiana Pacers.
Panic? I mean, well, I'm not necessarily panicking on them because I told you before the season started that they weren't going to be the same team. Mm-hmm. I knew they weren't going to be this good to start off, and then it looks like the league has figured out Tyrese Halliburton.
Yes.
And he doesn't look like the same Tyrese that he was last year, dropping out. I mean, he just recently dropped double-digit assists. But he still doesn't look like the same Tyrese from last year. I know they just beat the Celtics, right?
Yeah, they beat the Celtics yesterday.
Yeah, they beat the Celtics. Pascal hit that 3 to beat them, so that was a good win. But other than that, they look like the same team. They don't look like they have improved at all. They haven't improved defensively, and their offense still looks the same. And in the NBA, you can't do the same thing twice and think people aren't gonna know how to beat you now. These are the best basketball minds in the world, and so it's like they haven't improved at all. Rick Carlisle might be on the hot seat.
Yeah, we'll talk about the coaches after this. So what number would you give them?
I give them like a say 6. I give them a 6.
I'm gonna give the Pacers like a 6. I want to say 7, low key, but I'm gonna give them a 6. the league has figured out Tyrese Halliburton because he likes to do a lot of moves and then do step back threes. Teams ain't going for that no more, brother. I mess with you, but they're not going for that. And then I watched the podcast. I need to look the stat up, but they like almost led the league last year at pace, but this year they're like at the bottom 10 in pace. And somebody said that they don't want to say it's Pascal Siakam is there, but it might be because of him. And he said, like, when it comes to say pace, you obviously Pascal is way better than Obi, but when it comes to say the pace wise, you would rather have an Obi Toppin next to Tyrese to speed up the pace. They're more of like they're a slower team. The offense doesn't look really good. Andrew Nembhard hasn't looked good, obviously. Tyrese has low-key been playing bad outside of really last game, even though he really didn't play good yesterday, we're being honest. He hasn't looked good. And like you said, the defense still is terrible. No one still don't play no defense, man. It's still bad out here. They beat the Pistons. They had that bad loss against the Magic because the Magic was beating them. They came back, and then they sold at the end. So they probably should have won that game. You beat the Celtics. That was a great win, a great comeback, not comeback, but a great win. But I'm going to give the Pacers a 6. And one of the reasons is because they're in the East still. And the East is not, obviously is better, but they still have a chance of getting like that top 6 seed because they still got Tyrese and Pascal and all them. But I'm going to give them a 6. The next team, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I'm not panicking, bro. I'll give that like a 3. They've played better. Let me pull up their schedule real quick. Okay. So they lost to the Mavs and they lost to the Lakers and they beat the Kings. Yeah, I'm giving them like a 3, bro. Only because Julius Randle just got there, Dante DiVincenzo got there, so those are 2 big components on their team. So they're trying to fit them in to how they play Minnesota basketball. But other than that, like they haven't looked bad at all. They just look like a team that's trying to get used to each other. Because even with that Mavericks loss, they only lost by 6. And then that loss with the Lakers, they only lost by 7. And Julius Randle didn't play good against the Lakers that first game. And he's been playing better as of late. But the offense, it doesn't look as bad as it did the first game, but it still doesn't run smoothly. It still looks a little congested. Yeah, Ant and Julius are getting off, but Ant's taking a lot of threes. Before we came in, we were saying, is he gonna take 10 plus threes a game? I think he's averaging about like 12 threes a game.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I ain't gonna lie. That's a lot.
That's like Curry shooting.
He's averaging 13 threes.
Yeah, 13 threes a game.
But on 41% shooting though. So
yeah, that's good. That's really good.
That's gonna
really
sustain?
good.
I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna sustain though for the whole year.
But that's the reason why, that's the reason why the offense hasn't looked as bad because you have Ant out there shooting your threes and he's hitting them at a 40% clip right now. But like you said, can that sustain? They still have to work that offense out and figure things out. But their defense still looks good. They still look like a good defensive team. But I'm not worried about them, bro. It's just taking time for Julius and Dante to figure out the team and how all of them can work together. So I'm not panicking on them at all.
I'm gonna give the Timberwolves a 5. It looks just like a lot of one-on-one basketball. Your turn, my turn with him and Julius. That's really what it looks like. Julius gonna handle the ball. He still be turning the ball over too damn much, bro. It'd be some nasty turnovers from him. But he'll get the ball, then N will get the ball. The offense, like you said, doesn't look smoothly. Jaden McDaniels, his offense is just not good. I'm gonna just stick with that. I thought he would have a better offensive game. I'm just gonna say forget that at this point. Conley, I don't want to say he looks washed. He is old, but he looks washed. He looks washed. Rudy Gobert is still a defensive anchor, but we know on the offensive end it's not all that. Dante DiVincenzo hasn't really played that good so far. 4 games with his new team. So it's really
Played
because they just
amazing during preseason.
oh,
Played amazing. But now can't buy a bucket in the regular season.
on me. He hasn't been playing good. Nasri has been okay. He's been good, but I think it's really just the offense. The offense it's really just Ant and Julius. Like, save us. That's really what it is. Just save
It's
us.
nasty. They need more player movement, bro. Like, granted, they don't really have enough shooters because in that starting lineup, you got Mike Conley as a shooter, and then you got Jaden Daniels as your shooter. And then if we being honest, Ant might be their best 3-point shooter in that starting lineup.
That's kind of nasty. It's supposed to be Mike Conley, low key.
It's supposed to be Mike Conley, but Ant might be their best 3-point shooter. And they need better shooters. They need shooting. That's what it is, bro. But my thing is, you can't move Jaden Daniels because you need him. Of course, you're not moving Julius and you're not moving Rudy. The only thing left is Mike Conley. But what shooters do they really have to come off the bench? Dante DiVincenzo, but he hasn't been playing good.
Anything you think eventually they might start Rob?
No, I still don't think they're gonna start him. I think because of the fact that Mike Conley is an OG in the league, he still if he's not starting, he's still gonna play a role off the bench or something like that. They're not just gonna get rid of him unless they trade.
No, not get rid of him, but just put him on the bench to get like another offensive punch. That's all I'm saying. With the starter, that's all I'm saying.
I still don't think they would start Rob. I still don't think they would do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the Timberwolves a 5, even though the offense looks nasty. The defense is still, it's not so far as it was last year. Right now, they're 13th in opponents points per game. Field goal percentage though, they're 19th, 46%. So it's not like the defense, like the number one defense like it was last year, but it's been up and down. But it's really just the offense because the offense, points per game, they're 21, 111 points per game. They're 21. So, I mean, it's gonna get better eventually, but I'm gonna give it a 5. You say you gave it a 3. I'm not gonna talk about this other team, so this will be the last team for our panic meter. The New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, I'm panicking. I'm going full scale on 10, bro.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, let me pull up their schedule. Hold on. Let me pull up their schedule.
That's crazy.
Let me pull up their schedule. Pelicans. Bro, they lost to the Portland Trailblazers.
They did lose.
And they lost to the Warriors with no Steph Curry. And Kuminga, we're not even gonna get started. We should have brought that up during.
Didn't I tell you? What did I tell you? Didn't I say I was like, would you be shocked? I said, would you be shocked if they put him on the bench? I said that.
And then y'all losing to a Warriors team that got Kuminga on the bench, who not even really playing for real, bro. And y'all had a healthy Zion. Their whole team was healthy. Besides, I don't think CJ played that last game, did he?
He didn't. He didn't play last game. He played the game before though.
CJ didn't play the game that last game.
And Herb Jones, he didn't play either, I don't think.
But bro, that Pelicans team is better than that Warriors team. Ain't no way you losing to them twice.
Buddy Hield, man.
And then you lose to the Port. Then they got dubbed. Then they're dubbed. No, they did get dubbed by the Trailblazers. Bro, y'all got dubbed by the Trailblazers. Nah, bro. This is a full plan out 10, bro. Because you don't have a big. You don't have any rim protectors. I think one of them games that they won against the Trailblazers, that's because Zion got that last second block, right?
Yeah, Brandon Ingram hit the game winner and Zion got the game winner block. The game sealing block.
Yeah, the game sealing block. So it's like
barely beat the Blazers.
Y'all barely beat the Blazers. So if Zion didn't get that block, bro, they're 1-4. They're not even 2-3. They're 1-4.
Their only win would have been against the Bulls.
And that's sad. And that's the first game of the season. So that's I'm not gonna say it's an anomaly game, but that's like a up in the air game. That's terrible, bro. I'm going full out 10, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I expect a 10. But how you was
They're
talking?
not even beating teams they beating.
Huh?
They're not even beating teams they're supposed to beat.
That's just how yeah, I agree. I just didn't think 10 though. I was gonna say like an 8. I was gonna say an 8 because I was gonna say an 8. Could it be a 9? Maybe, but I'm gonna say an 8. The only reason is I do think they really miss DeJounte Murray, man. I think they need like a point guard, and he's probably one of their best rebounders, low key, which is kind of sad, but that is what it is. He can shoot. He's gonna handle the ball, and they're still missing Trey Murphy. But I agree with you 100%. You're supposed to beat the Warriors, bro. I'm sorry. You're not supposed to lose to Buddy Hield. Nothing against him. He's been playing good. But you're not supposed to lose to Buddy Hield.
Especially, I understand
they lost to Lenny Waters.
Bro, and I understand DeJounte is hurt, but you still have Brandon Ingram and Zion Williams out there. You're not supposed to lose to them, bro.
That first game, him and Zion both dropped 30, and they still lost. They still lost. They got dubbed basically by the Warriors.
Yeah, but that's coaching. That's coaching.
Lenny Water comes off the bench, plays 31 minutes, and gives you 21 and 8 off the bench. And Kuminga had a good game off the bench. I'm gonna give it an 8, bro. I think they're better than this. I'm still high on them, but you are losing to a lot of free W coupons. You're really, man. If we being honest, y'all supposed to be 5-0. If we being honest, y'all supposed to be 5-0.
Because what teams have they have not played? No good teams.
No, they haven't. And then the schedule. I mean, this schedule in November it's not even real. It's kind of even. They play the Pacers next, the Hawks, the Blazers again, the Cavs, the Magic, the Nets, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Mavericks, the Cavs, the Warriors again, the Pacers, the Raptors, and the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that middle of November is gonna be tough.
I mean, yeah, you gonna play against 5 playoff teams. Yeah, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Mavs, and the Cavs. Those are your 5 games in the middle of November.
Mm-hmm. Shit, you might as well throw the Warriors in it too. They lost to them twice.
Babe. I'm giving the Pelicans an 8, man. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. They should be 5-0. And Zion, Loki, he hasn't played good.
Let me look at it. Let me pull him over.
He hasn't really been playing that good, honestly. If we're being honest, take that 30-point game out here. Take that out.
Yeah.
He hasn't been playing that good.
He's been rebounding, though.
Shit,
he has been rebounding.
Shit, who else?
He had 11, 3, 8, and 12. I mean, besides that 3, he's been rebounding. I'm surprised by that.
He comes back. He 4 for 15 for 16 points. He gives me 11. Then the next game, 3 for 12 for 14. Then the next game, the 30-point game, 12 for 19 for 30. That was good. Then then the game yesterday, 5 for 20 for 12 points. Nah, brother, that ain't good. That ain't good, G.
He still hasn't developed a jump shot. I mean,
he shot a 3 the other day, though. I was like, whoa, Zion shooting a 3.
He gotta shoot more, bro. You can't that like the NBA is gonna get, especially like if you're a Giannis size, you can get away with that for an extended period of time. But Zion, you're only 6'6", bro. 6'5" on 6'5" on your worst day. So it's like, bro, you need to develop a jump shot, bro.
All right. That is it for our panic meters on these NBA teams. The next thing we're going to talk about is which coaches are on the hot seat so far in the first week of the NBA season. I know you got some.
I'll say, we might as well start off with who left off with the Pelicans, Willie Green. That boy got to go. That boy got to go. Because didn't you say they played? It was reports saying that he wanted to put Herb Jones at center. That was terrible. He should have been
They
fired
haven't
as
actually
soon as he
done it
said it.
yet because the whole squad hasn't been healthy.
The fact that he didn't say it, he needed to been fired off of that alone. And then on top, like y'all losing to teams that you're not supposed to lose to. That's a coaching thing because you still got two of your best players there, in Zion and Brandon Ingram. So you guys are supposed to win those games, especially against these weaker teams. And then the offense that looks nasty. They don't even know who they really want to run the ball through. They have no identity. They don't have that identity either. So it's like Willie Green has to go. We've seen enough. He's been with them for what 3 years now, 4 years now.
This will be 3 years.
And they've been bounced out of the first round every single time, correct? Or
They
in a
either
play-in,
haven't
right?
made it or been bounced on the first.
Yeah, so it's like Willie Green, you really haven't shown any improvement because just off talent alone, those guys are a playoff team. But you haven't done anything to boost the talent or make these guys play better. So he has to go. They need a new coach in there.
I'm gonna say Rick Carlisle.
Mm.
So far, the Pacers have been underperforming. They're supposed to be better than that. Tyrese hasn't been playing good. Pascal been playing okay. Ben Mathurin has been playing pretty decent off the bench so far, but that defense is still not good. And you just made. I know if you want to say they got lucky going to the conference finals, that's fine. But at the end of the day, they just went to the conference finals, and you were supposed to build momentum off that. And now your best player isn't playing good, and you guys are 2-3. You barely, bro. You could basically say you got lucky because if the Celtics start out good from the start, y'all probably get blown out. And if that's the case, y'all would have been 1-4, and that would have been looking real nasty, man. So this was a must win because you lost to the 76ers. That was just y'all just tweet. So far, if I had to pick right now, at least it'd be Rick Carlisle. I think he
And Tyrese letting all them snow bunnies get to his head, man. He ain't focused on the season. He focused on snow
girlfriend's
bunnies.
his girlfriend's white.
Man, he focused on them snow bunnies instead of focusing on basketball. He focused on the wrong shit right now.
Another name, Will Hardy, man. This might be it.
For Jazz, yeah, I was
This might be it.
now I was conflicted about putting him on my list because it's like
I didn't put him on mine.
but we all know the Jazz are supposed to be bad. We all know that they're in the rebuild. So it's like, will you
This year
really
three
put him on?
though. This
But
three.
would you really?
Yeah, this is
But
third year with them.
I mean, yeah, but the team is still in a rebuild. Like he's not a bad coach.
I don't think he's bad.
No, he's not a bad coach, but the team is in a rebuild, so I don't think he needs to get fired. I think they just need better talent around him. That's all. Because besides Lloyd Marketing, what have they really gotten from the draft? Cody Williams. I don't think Cody Williams is going to be an all-star or anything of that caliber. I don't think he's going to be an all-star either. So it's like, what talent do they got? Isaiah Collier, but we haven't seen what he looks like. He's been injured. And then Keontae George, and then you got Colin Sexton. Like those guys don't really, none of those guys really move the needle for me. So it's like, what talent do they really have?
I feel like it depends on what do you expect. Because remember that first year he was there, they were competitive, then they slowed down and was bad. Last year it was kind of the same, then they was bad again. Now they're just bad.
I mean, but that's probably because they didn't get a top pick. What top pick did they get in those last 2 years?
When did they draft Keontae George?
I think it was like lottery. It was like late lottery.
Or Walker Kessler. Let me see. Keontae George. Don't they usually? Yeah, let me go bio. Okay, he was drafted in 23 with the 16th pick.
And
Kessler
he was 22. He was 22.
Who, Kessler?
Yeah.
And then you get Taylor Hendricks, but we know he broke his leg. Feel better, Brody. But so it's like, I don't know.
They haven't really gotten any top 10 talent or top 5 talent. So it's like you gotta tank in order to get that talent.
If I'm the Jazz ownership, I would let this year slide because we're probably going to get one of them top. There's a chance we get a top 3 pick. Let's say we get like a Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey or one of them. Then we can really see what it is like next year. Then if you're bad again next year, then we might have to let you go, brother. Because then we're going on 4 years.
I'll give them 2 more years, bro. I'll give them 2 more years. I'll let them get a top 3 pick this year. Let him get a top 3 pick this year. And then I want to see how he develops whatever top pick we get. And then I'll give him 1 more year after being bad. Because then we'll get another lottery pick. And then now, once we get those 2 lottery picks, let's see what you do with both of them. And if it's still bad after that, then yeah, you gotta go, brother. You gotta go.
Another name. Do you think Quinn Snyder on the hot seat?
Quinn Snyder.
Hawks.
No, I don't think he is. I mean, he just got there.
Yeah, but they was bad last year. That was last year was his first full season. They were bad. They were a bad team. And they got blown out on the Bulls in the play-in. They got blown out.
Oh yeah, they did.
And we think don't we think they're gonna be bad again this year, dogs?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, we had them not making the playoffs, just making the play-in. That's
what I'm saying. So, you going on basically 2 full years, and you get bounced in the play-in and potentially not make the first round. Could they potentially get rid of him?
I mean, they are 2-3, and you did lose to the Wizards twice. Twice, G. And they got beat by 13 the second game, and they lost by 2 the first game. Nah, I don't think they'll fire him. I don't think they'll fire him because it's like all you got is Trey and Jalen Johnson. For real. And then Bogey's been hurt. So I think they'll probably give him like 1 more year, bro. I don't think they're gonna fire him this season. I got one.
They might. If they're bad like how we expect they are, they might get rid of him. I'm not gonna lie. If they are really bad, because I'm not gonna lie, lose to the Wizards is crazy. That's kind of crazy to me. Twice, if that. If they start out really bad instead of being mid like we thought, I wouldn't be shocked if they fire him in the middle of the season. We saw them get rid of Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan, I think he's a decent coach. I think he's a good coach. Yeah. They got rid of him in the middle of the season, but that's because him and Trey had some beef.
Yeah,
they go side with the player.
Yeah. But another one I got, Billy Donovan. I think Billy Donovan is gone after this season. Depending on how the Bulls, depending on how they place at the end of the year. If they're like playing again or something like that, I think he's gone. If they ain't playing and they get bounced out or they don't even make the playoffs, he's gone. He's going after this year regardless. He hasn't done nothing for the Bulls. I mean, granted, he had that 1 year, but Lonzo got hurt. But since then, the Bulls have not done nothing. Nothing.
If they go into the play-in and lose again, I think he's gone too. And especially if they don't make the playoffs, he's definitely gone, bro. Like, he hasn't done nothing. I don't think he's a good developmental coach either. Like, I haven't seen him develop like
Patrick Williams has done nothing.
Bro, did you see that? It was a picture. It said, I think it said something about it was either Billy Donovan or just the Bulls management or something. It said Patrick Williams averaged 9 points and whatever in Florida State. He averages 9 points in the NBA. They signed him to a $90 million contract, bro. It's like, bro, come on.
Now, granted, they got 3 big wins to start the season.
Yes.
Which just probably surprised everyone.
Yes.
Now, if Billy Donovan could keep this up, he would buy himself another extra year. But I don't think he's going to keep this up throughout the whole entire season.
What if the Bulls are good? Let's say they have a positive. Let's just say they're like 5 or 6 games over 500. They go in the play-in, but then they get smoked in the first round. Would you still fire him?
No. He bought himself. If they make the first round, he bought himself another year.
Even if they get swept?
Nah, if they get swept, then yeah, you got to at least give me a game. At least give me 1 game. But yeah, if he makes the playoffs in the first round, I think he's gonna keep his job then.
I got one last coach. Chauncey Billups, brother. This might be it for him. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, G, I
And
don't
he
agree
got
with
and
that.
this is his last year too. I think this is it, bro. I know we talked about it, and it's like it's not that much talent on that team, but it's like you still haven't gotten better. You guys are still probably gonna win 20-something games, and depending on how ownership is, that might not be enough to re-sign you, brother. So I think this might be it for Chauncey, at least with the Blazers, at least.
I mean, I don't agree with that, Jay. I don't think Chauncey needs to be on the hot seat because you gotta look at it. Like, granted, like you said, they don't have talent, but the talent that they do have has been injured. Shaden Sharp has been injured 2 years in a row now. This is Chauncey's what, third year or fourth year?
Fourth year.
This is his fourth year. Of course, the last couple, Scoot didn't play good last year, but Scoot looks better this year, and I think that's because of Chauncey. Um, DeAndre Ayton looks better this year. I think that's
Hey,
because
he a
of Chauncey.
double machine.
That's what I'm saying. He looks better this year. I think it's because of Chauncey. It's just they didn't have the talent, and when they did have the talent was injured, bro. That's all I think it is. And then, yes, this season they're still going to be bad because they have a lot of young guys. They don't have any veterans on that team.
Their veteran is like
So,
Jeremy Grant.
yeah. And so, and then on top of that, I think a lot of pieces that they have on there doesn't fit well with the team. I think they just got a bunch of guys on there hoping. Like, I like Danny. I think they need to keep him. They need to flip Jeremy Grant. Keep Aiden. They need to flip Simons, and then start him and Shaden. I low key think. Well, this is a prediction for the future. I think that Blazers gonna get Ace Bailey. I think he gonna end up a Blazer.
Mm.
I think he's gonna end up a Blazer. But I don't think Chauncey's. I don't think they're gonna fire Chauncey. If anything, they might renew him for like 2 years or something like that. But I don't think they need to fire him. I think he's done a great job developing his players. What's that boy named Jabari Walker?
Yeah.
He plays good.
Yeah. He's
He
okay.
plays
He's,
good.
he's okay.
Trent Ford was playing good when he got sick for them. Um, Klingon's playing decent.
Yeah.
So I think it's just they don't need to fire Chauncey, bro. I think they just need more talent and veterans and time. That's all. That's all I think. I don't think he needs to be fired though.
And I
It's
guess
somebody you didn't mention.
you said what?
It's somebody you didn't mention.
I think we about to say the same thing, brother.
Doc
Doc
Rivers.
Rivers.
Doc
Doc
Rivers. Yeah. That
Rivers.
boy gotta
Doc
go.
Rivers.
He gotta go, bro.
Hey, Doc Rivers.
Gotta go, bro. About that time. It's been about that time before he even
He only
got
been
the
there for
East
half
team.
a year and a half.
And he gotta go. He has to go, bro. That ain't no way this team should be this bad to start off the season, bro. You guys had a full training camp. Dame came back in healthy. Giannis isn't. He didn't come back in healthy, but Chris Middleton isn't healthy either. But still, you have majority of your team healthy, bro. You and Dame and Giannis should at least be what? They should at least be.
What, like 3-1?
Oh, I'm going to. Who they all lose to? Let me go to their schedule.
Celtics, Nets, and Bulls. So 2-2?
No, they should be 3-1 because they should have beat the Bulls and they should have beat the Nets and then they beat the Sixers. So they should be
Oh,
three
okay,
and
yeah,
one right now.
okay.
They should at least be 3-1, at least. And these boys, y'all, they 1-3. That's not okay, Doc. That's not okay. You literally have two top 20, top 15 players in the league right now, bro. And you telling me you can't at least be 3-1? You losing to the Bulls and the Nets? That's nasty work.
Lose
That's
to the Nets
nasty
is
work.
worse, bro.
And then
That's
by
nasty.
13 at that. By 13 at that?
That's nasty.
Nasty work, bro. Doc gotta go, bro. I don't know if Doc can't command. I don't think Doc can command the same thing as he once could to get out of his players. I don't think he has that voice anymore that players can gravitate to and listen to and be confident in to go to war with. I think they need another voice in them. Now,
Bro,
I don't know who it is, but it ain't Doc.
Bro, they just got Doc Rivers because of name.
Yup.
That's it.
Yup.
That is it. And you remember what he said when he was like, he hasn't like, what's the word? Not played, not coached bad, but like haven't had down moments in like in his coaching years. We're capping. Stop it. We're capping. Now we know damn well y'all should have beaten the Celtics that year and y'all lost and y'all blew them last 2 games. So you saying you haven't had down years is cap. And the only reason the Bucks signed you is because of your name. And he's been living off that 08 championship. He's really been living off that. And Stephen A. Smith said it like the other day. If he don't get it together, this might be it for real, for real. Like he might not get another coaching job ever.
No, bro, this is it. This is it. If this team doesn't at least make it to the conference finals or at least fight to get there, like say they get bounced, they win the first round, but they get bounced out in the second round, they get gentlemen swept, or it's not even close. Nah, bro, you gotta go. You have to go. Because if we being honest, if you look on paper, this team is supposed to be a championship team.
If you look on paper, are they really though?
I mean,
if
Gary
you really
Trent,
like, I know what you mean, but when you look at the team, are they though?
Yeah, I mean, they got Giannis, Chris Middleton, Dame, Bobby Portis,
Brooke
Lopez. Gary Trent's a decent role player. Tayshaun Prince, he's not bad. He's okay. Torian Prince, he's okay.
You're playing 34 minutes, brother.
That's nasty work. And then you got the 2 young guys in Andre Jackson and Beauchamp. Like it's a okay roster. It's good enough to make it to the championship, bro. Especially when you got all that championship pedigree already with Brooke, Bobby, Middleton, and Giannis, and then you just adding in Dame.
Is it crazy to say that Dame and Giannis are like, I think they're cool, but they're not homies. I think they're cool.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean,
it ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
and
you
they
don't
just don't
necessarily
have
have
the
to be
chemistry.
homies.
They just don't have the chemistry though.
I think it's because Doc didn't try to make them like, bro. You have to. If you all your superstars on the same team have to be on one page, bro. They all have to be cool, unless they like Kobe and Shaq, where you know what I'm saying. They can just go hoop, do what they gotta do, and don't be friends afterwards. Like, you know what I mean. But I don't think that's gonna necessarily work all the time, bro. Like you have.
You muted, brother.
You have to force that relationship between Giannis and Dame, bro. So that means running more things on offense for them. He doesn't run anything on offense for them, like with both of them together.
Hey, man.
He hasn't even. I don't think he has adapted to the new NBA.
But they didn't have Giannis and Dame didn't have chemistry anyway, even with Adrian Griffin.
I mean, but that's part of the reason. The part of that is because Dame was hurt to start the season, but now he's healthy.
All right, I should be good. Muted, brother.
Yeah, I know.
All right. But yeah, that's it for our coaches on the hot seat. Now we're gonna talk about our rookie reactions.
It hasn't been good. Most of the top rookies haven't really been playing like that. Like we said earlier in the pod. Alex Sarr, to be honest with you, he looks like he's the best, but only because he's getting the most minutes. I mean, Dalton Connect looks good. And Bob Carrington from Washington, he looks okay. But for the most part, if Alex Sarr got the lead right now, and that's only because he plays the most minutes.
Is it crazy? I have to go back and look and see who the rookies are.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. I don't even remember all the rookies like that either.
It's
I
kind of
told
sad.
you this rookie class is a bunch of role players. That's a bunch of role players. But Alex Sarr, he has impressed me defensively. His defense has transitioned. His offensive game still needs work. But for the most part, his defense is there. Um, Reed Shepard, we haven't really seen what he could do because he doesn't get any tick. Rob Denningham doesn't get any tick. Stephon Castle, he needs to work on his jump shot.
Yeah.
Physically he can play. I think he has the IQ to play right now. And then of course learning on the Chris Paul is only going to help. But I think he has all the intangibles, but he just has to work on his jump shot. That's literally the only thing that he's missing. Zachariah Ricochet, he surprised me. I don't think he's like a typical number one pick, but he's played okay so far. I think he can play in this league. His jump shot looks decent. He's 6'9", so you can run pick and rolls with him, and he can slap. Because I seen they ran a couple pick and rolls with him, and he slashed the basket. So you know that he's a threat for a pick and pop and pick and roll. I still need to see him compete more defensively. But other than that, he looks okay as well.
Did you see his comments when he said
about
that
being athletic? Yeah, he was
I
like
mean,
over Europe, I'm super athletic. Over here, I'm just a regular guy.
I think that's true though.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to be like these rookie reaction because honestly, it's really only probably been 4. You got Zachariah Ricochet, Zach Edey so far. He hasn't looked the best so far. He hasn't really looked the best. And they're rookies. Who else? Stephon Castle. He's getting minutes, but he hasn't looked good so far, honestly. Honestly, if you really want to be honest, the best rookies probably be Dalton Connect, Zachariah, and maybe Zach Edey. Well, it's Alex Sarr. Dalton Connect has been okay off the bench. He's been playing decent. But it's really not a lot of rookies that are really playing, if we're being honest.
Ron Holland has been playing, but he still looks like how he played in the G League. He still has a lot of growing to do. As far as his basketball IQ, he still makes a couple of mistakes out there, and then he gets a bunch of little ticky tack fouls when he's out there still. I mean, just a bunch of rookie stuff. Bazilas from the Bulls, I'm surprised he hasn't played at all either.
I think this goes to I'm kind of not shocked because I think whoever the Bulls are playing, let me go look. Let me just see who they played yesterday. He plays, but he doesn't get like a lot of minutes though. Like, okay, yesterday he only played 4 minutes. Like he's playing Dylan. Is it Dylan or is it Dalen? Yeah, Dalen Terry, and Io. Really, Billy Donovan only running like a 8-man rotation. So if you want to do that, he should get some more tick. If we're being honest.
Yeah, he should.
It's kind of
Cody
hard.
Williams has got some minutes, but yeah, most of these rookies are not even
He's gonna
playing
get some
for
more
real.
minutes now since Taylor Hendricks is out for the year.
Yeah. So, but the most rookies that are playing is Dalton Connect, Alex Sarr, Zachariah Ricochet, and
Those are the best
Zach
rookies so
Edey.
far.
Yeah,
Because
those are the only ones getting ticked. Those are the only ones getting ticked.
It's kind of hard. So, yeah, that's it for our rookie reactions. Unless you got more.
Only last thing is even the ones that have been playing, they still haven't looked that good. Like not one rookie has really stood out for real, for real. Yeah, not one has stood out for real. So I mean the season's still young, so
yeah. All right, we got 2 more things left. I got a blindly ranking for you, brother. I got a blindly ranking. These 6 players off the first week of the NBA season.
Oh, okay.
The first name I got is Buddy Hield.
How many is it?
6.
It's 6. I'm gonna go 5.
The next name, Jalen Green.
3.
The next name, Evan Mobley.
4.
The next name, Zubats. Ivica Zubats.
I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go
Ooh.
6. He shouldn't be 6 though.
The next name, so we got
Zubac at 6.
6.
Buddy Hield at 5. Mobley at 4, and Green at 3.
So we got 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Next name, LaMelo Ball.
I gotta put him at 1 or 2 too.
All right. It's not. I ain't gonna lie. It's not bad though. It's not bad. The last name we got at 1 is Paulo Banchero.
Yeah, but I would switch some of them. I would put Buddy 6. I would put Zubac.
Can you argue Buddy been playing better than Jalen Green though?
No, I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not arguing. I think Jalen Green has been playing better than him. Jalen Green, he didn't drop how many 30 balls he didn't drop? He didn't drop like 2 or 3 30 balls, didn't he?
Did Jalen Green drop
It's not
2
the
30
same.
balls?
Yeah, I think he dropped like 2 30 balls, G. Rockets.
Man, my pen don't want to work, man. Don't worry, I'll go back and look at the footage. My pen. I remember. It's not bad though. I think Zubac should be higher though. Zubac's been playing like he Will Chamberlain.
I will only go as high. Like I said, I'll put Buddy. If I had to rearrange, I'll put Buddy at 6. I'll put Zubac at 5. No, I'll put Mobley at 5, Zubac at 4, Jalen Green. And then
Zubac might have been playing better than Jalen Green, low key. In this first week, you can argue it, bro. You can argue it.
Yeah, he didn't drop 2. He had 36, 29, 22, and 28.
Ooh.
So
all right.
shit.
So you said what?
No, I was gonna say shit. That's cause you could low key move LaMelo down there, cause LaMelo just had a bad game.
You could argue.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right. So at number 6, we have Ivica Zubats. At number 5, we have Buddy Hield. At number 4, we have Evan Mobley. At number 3, we have Jalen Green. At number 2, we have LaMelo Ball. And at number 1, we have Paulo Banchero. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is the NBA ratings are down. Obviously, for the opening start of the season, the NBA ratings have been down. And the opening night doubleheader for ESPN, it averaged 1.6 viewers, down 42%. Bucks and 76ers, 1.71 million viewers, down 2.5 million from the Celtics and Knicks in 2023. Suns and Clippers was 1.5 million, down 49% from last year. And the TNT game, the Spurs from the Mavericks, 1.45 million, down 29%. And the Pacers and Knicks game, viewers, 830,000 viewers, fewer than a college football game on ESPN2. So what is your reason for the viewership down so far?
One, I think it's a multitude of things. One, like I said earlier with the whole injuries thing, I think the injuries play a big part, and that's why I asked, like, should we lower the games? Because players are missing games, and people want to see these players play. So if I know Jason Tatum isn't playing on the first game of the season because he has an ankle injury, I'm not gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Because it might either be a blow. I don't. It might not be a good game. So I think injuries have to play a big part in that. Also, I know we were talking about the 3-point shooting. There's not really any defense being played anymore. And they tried to help it with the in season tournament, but I don't. I mean, the in season tournament's okay. Uh, but that's what I mostly think it is, bro. I think it's injuries, and the defense. To be honest, mostly the injuries though, because players aren't playing for real, and people want to see these players play.
I think is I think it's defense. I think it might be because people are watching the games illegally. I think that plays a part to an extent. But I think it's more defense, really, because to a casual fan, shout out to Reggie in our group chat, he said it's a lot of teams just jacking up 3-pointers. And I do think, like, to a casual fan, yeah, it's exciting, but you want to see people like, go downhill or go like one-on-one to an extent, or just have plays in general. Nobody, I don't think a casual fan, as soon as they get the rebound, jacking up a three, then it's back down again. I feel like to a casual, they don't like to see just a lot of 3-pointers taken. And this is actually probably the new NBA. And also, I think you just got to make the regular season matter again to an extent. Yeah, like you said, the in-season tournament, but that's only like a month. What are we gonna do? Because I think that lasts to like November, then sometime in December. But then what about January, February, March, and April? Well, that early April, what does that do? It's still gonna be the same. It's still the
Now,
same.
see, now lowering games it makes the regular season more competitive now because literally every game matters for real now. 82 games, for instance, the Miami Heat, they mess around in the regular season and they try to turn up by playoff time. If you shorten the games, every game matters now. You can't take any games off. Players can't miss games like that for real, because now it's more to play for.
You think they should bring back divisions? Because man, I be seeing old people talking about divisions and all that. It's like, bro, in the NBA, the divisions don't matter. Like, let's just be honest, that don't matter. Bring back like the divisions, like obviously, like kind of how football is, like playing in your division. It means more and might get you in a playoff spot, like the home court advantage to an extent. Maybe that could do something if you bring back divisions.
Um,
Like if you
nah,
have
I
a
don't think that.
no, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
don't. I don't really think that's gonna change anything because I mean, right now, if you have the better seed, you get home court advantage that first round, depending on who you go against. And then whoever has the highest seed, they usually get the home court advantage in the next round. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I don't think that's gonna really change anything if they add the divisions. I don't think that's gonna make them play harder.
and another thing, there's no storylines really in the NBA, at least compared to the NFL. There's no
Yeah,
storylines.
well, and then compared to years prior, because remember we had commercials of like LeBron versus Kobe, or we had commercials like that. The Christmas commercials when you had D Rose, KD, LeBron, and all these Steve Nash, all these great players. There, like you said, it really isn't any type of storyline anymore.
Like, because at least like in the NFL, you got the Chiefs. Can they repeat? Lamar Jackson. Can they finally beat the Chiefs? Even the Jets, even though they suck right now, but even the Jets, can the Jets get far in the playoffs? It's just a whole bunch of more storylines in NFL. But in basketball, what storyline is gonna be like, oh man, I gotta watch this? Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Is the Celtics potentially repeating? Is that a legit storyline to you?
I think it is only because they're defending champs, but it's not nothing like I'm trying to tune in to see for real, for
That's
real.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the Celtics, yeah, can they repeat? But it's like, hey man, I want to see if the Celtics can repeat. No, I don't. I don't think a lot of. I don't think a lot of people, even the Lakers. Like, what's the storyline with the Lakers? Yes, it's LeBron in his 40th year,
Why?
but it's
That's it.
like, but it's
That's
like,
it. It's
okay, you
literally the
know,
only storylines the NBA have right now is LeBron being old and Wemby. That's literally it.
And another thing, they need to market their young stars more.
Yeah,
They don't market
yeah,
them. I'm
I
sorry.
agree. I mean, Anthony Edwards gets a lot of
That's because his
now
personality, bro.
him, and he's the only one I really seen that gets marketed a bunch now. Him and Jason Tatum, them two.
Market Paulo. Marcus Shea is Shea is low-key marketable, but he's not as marketable as Ant has been recently.
hmm
Like, market them. Wemby, he been up there. Like, who's another young player off the top of my head? Like you gotta market those type of
Trey,
dudes. Yeah,
Trey,
market Trey. They don't market them like that. So how can a casual fan see? Like,
LaMelo,
yeah, you
LaMelo,
can market
K,
LaMelo.
Like a lot of the
The,
young players don't get a lot of market.
the problem is they're still marketing me off LeBron and stuff. Like, even though it's the Lakers and the Warriors, and I know we all thought the Warriors was gonna be like not good, they still gave the Warriors like 30 plus games on television, and that's only because of Steph. They're still living
hmm
off them two. And it's like, and they know as long as those two are there, people are gonna tune in. But you have to mark like even the if I wonder what the Mavericks like. Luka is not Luka. They don't really market him, and he's probably arguably the best player in the league.
hmm
So I think it's storylines. I think it's defense, and just market them. But I really think storylines play a part because it's not a lot. It's not a lot of storylines, honestly.
Yeah, it's a bunch of things. It's a bunch of things why the NBA, viewership is down.
But outside of that, if you don't got nothing else to talk about, we go. Unless you want to talk about Jonathan Kuminga getting benched real quick, and we can end it off there.
What is Steve Kerr doing? Why are you benching your
Did you?
second best
Hey,
player?
on Gilbert Arenas, they played the clip. They played the video of like, I guess after the post game and like why did they bench him? Right? Steve
Uh,
Kerr said they benched him because of spacing. Because he said Steph is out, Andrew Wiggins is out, and bringing in starting Mooney and Buddy Hield, it has more spacing on the court. And I guess because Jonathan Kuminga can't shoot like that, it messes up the spacing. So that's why he put him on the bench. And then Gilbert and them said they think that's cap, and they're only doing it so they can lower his value, so they don't have to pay him a lot in the offseason. That's what they said.
I I agree, bro. I agree. I 100% agree because that's because he bet on himself. And the only way to bet on yourself and to get that money that you want is to what? Play and do well. And Kaminga was primed for a breakout year. Everyone saw it coming because he played good last year. And we was like, oh, he deserves to start this year. And now all of a sudden he's I think he's getting less than 25 minutes a game, bro.
You
I
said
don't even
what?
think he's getting 25. I don't even think I don't think he's getting more than 25 minutes a
Oh,
game.
Kuminga? Let me look real
Yeah.
quick.
He's getting like
He's playing
25 minutes or
23
less.
minutes so far. 23 minutes.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like he betted on himself and they knew that he was worth he probably is not worth the money he's asking for, but he's worth more than what they were gonna give him. So the only way to stop him from getting that money and get him for cheap is to what? Not play him, bro. Because I think who was it? I forgot which NBA player. I think it was Lou Will or Jamal Crawford. So one of them players said like, once they have you labeled as a six man, bro, that's the type of money that you're gonna get from now on. You're not gonna get starter money. So like, if you was to start, but you playing, but it doesn't matter. You're still gonna get starter money. Like I can come off the bench playing better than you, but since you're quote unquote the starter, you're gonna get more money than I am. And so by putting him on the bench and him because like I think they say it's like a certain amount of games they classify you as a bench or a starter. Like say, don't quote me on it, but like say if you play 65 games as a bench player or something like that, then you're considered a bench player. Or if you play like 50 something games as a starter, you're considered a starter now. Um but yeah, they trying to mess with his money so they can get him for cheap, bro. And that shit not cool. Cause
Yesterday
he's your
played
second best
27
player.
minutes.
He played 27.
Yesterday.
And that's because he had to, because Aaron Wiggins was hurt, Steph was hurt. Who is it's somebody else that's hurt on their team.
Who else hurt on their team?
It's somebody else.
I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, DeAnthony Melton. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like he had to play, bro. He had to play.
AirPods played the most
minutes.
minutes. AirPods played 38 minutes. Lenny Waters played 30 minutes.
Players are gone. And Kuminga didn't even sniff 30 minutes. We will all agree Kuminga is better than Lenny Waters.
we agree on that.
So
Lenny
it's like,
Waters?
bro, come on, bro. He's your second best player, and he can't even get 30 minutes a game. He can't even sniff 25 minutes a game.
Buddy Hield playing more minutes than him, 29.
Hey, is Steve Kerr on the hot seat?
No, he's not. He's been there forever. He's won 4? No. Yeah, 4. 4 championships. Yeah, 4 championships. Hell, no, he's not. He's not on the hot seat, bro. Hell no. If he want to go, he go. All I'm gonna say is I'm not shocked because I asked you. I said, would you be shocked if he did put him on the bench? I didn't think it was gonna be this early though. I didn't think it was gonna be this early though.
Hell yeah.
I'm not shocked. I'm not because I know what Steve Kerr be on that BS. He do. So I'm not shocked. The spacing reason though, I think that's cap. I just don't believe that. You play your best players, even though spacing wise. Who cares? He's your best. He's one of your best players, so you play him. You telling me Moses Mooney deserves to start over Kuminga? Nothing against him, but come on, bro, be serious.
Kuminga has proven way more than Moody has already. Not saying that Moody is bad. Kuminga just has proven more.
Yeah, man, Steve Kerr be on that BS, man. I'm not shocked at all. Man. But that is it for the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. Follow us on all socials on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Just follow us on everything, man. You know, first week of the season. I'm excited. Still a long season ahead, man. And we will see y'all next week. It's a great show. See y'all later.